Hello, 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 and welcome to those of you joining this video. My name is Amista, and I'm here today to do a little bit of Reiki, to do a little chit chat, to catch up with some of my regulars, meet some new people. We're going to do some tarot readings. We're just going to have some fun today. See what shows up in the live stream. Right now, I'm just starting off by clearing the tarot cards so that they will be ready for us when we are ready for them. After that, we're going to do 5 minutes of Reiki. After we do the 5 minutes of Reiki, then we'll get into our first tarot spread, which is going to be about our best manifestation advice over the next 24 hours. So, always a good thing to be thinking about. What do you want to manifest? And then after that, we will be looking at personal readings, well, micro readings for people here in the chat at that point. But first, we have to get there. But that is our itinerary. Motivational vibes. Hello, hello. How are you today? Seems like you've been in here before, haven't you? Just it's been a while. Nomad. Hello, hello. Glad to see you here, my friend. We're just getting ready to start some Reiki. Thank you for the thumbs ups, ladies. I appreciate that. You took the day off. Why? What happened? Is everything okay? I was thinking it's been a while. Okay, let me start Reiki for everybody. Let's see here. All right, so we've got 5 minutes of Reiki, so I should be done when my timer says 6 minutes and 20 seconds. You're working from home. That's not a day off. Are you kidding me? Sometimes when you're working from home, you do more work than you do at the office, usually. At least I did. When I was reading out of the store, I got a lot more done when I was at home. Motivational, how have you been, my friend? You gave yourself a timeout. I love it. Let me just give myself a timeout before somebody else gives me a timeout. Okay, so I don't know if it's somebody here in the room right now, the chat room, or if it's somebody who's going to stumble across this video later, but we do have a lot of energy going into both the sacral chakra and also the base chakra, which has to do with stability and security. And then the sacral chakra has to do with how we feel things tangibly, how things look to us, they feel to us, how they taste to us, how they smell to us, all that good stuff. I'm good. I'm really good. I'm alive and I'm breathing. I think that's a great start. Plus, my YouTube's going viral. I get to do readings. I get to do Reiki. My life is good, 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 and getting better all the time. Just taking it easy. Maya, hey, hey, glad to see you in the room. Have you been here before, Miss Maya? I don't remember your name. It's good to have a solid affirmation you can pull out of your back pocket whenever you need. Boop-a-da-doo-doo. We still have 2 more minutes left of Reiki. Oh, well, we're glad you're here. Right now, I'm doing Reiki for everybody in the room and everybody who stumbles across this video later. And then after that, we're going to read some tarot cards and just have some fun. Do, 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 do. Is everybody in the room on my email list, by the way? I send out an email at 6:00 my time every Sunday, and it has predictions for every single sign in it. You are. I knew you were. I don't know about motivational vibes, if she is or not. I also do this thing called Ramblings of a Mystic. It's kind of it's the inner workings of my mind, which probably sometimes is really scary. I don't know if everybody actually reads that section. I think most people go straight to their predictions. Try to make it beneficial and useful for everybody involved. This is one week where I already know what I'm going to write about, I think. Usually I sit down in front of the keyboard and I'm like, what should I write about today? Last week, it felt like the message was completely channeled. It was not really just my thoughts. Boopity doo doo, boopity doo. One more minute of Reiki. Yeah. I had a bunch of different things that I was thinking about writing about. I just hadn't selected one yet. And what I ended up writing about was not any of those. It's very rare that I get writer's block. I think maybe once in the last 2.5 years I've been writing that newsletter, I've had writer's block. I have to be super tired to be there. Thank you for all the thumbs ups, guys. Wow. Yay. 3 thumbs ups before we're even looking at cards. I like it. I like it. I like it a lot. Yeah, I didn't take any L-theanine with my coffee today. Thank you for the hearts, guys. I decided the first time I did it, I felt like I really did focus well. And then the second time I did it, I felt like it made me speed like a freaking rabbit, man. Now it makes me nervous. Okay, we're wrapping up the Reiki. All right. I was bouncing off the walls for real, man. It was bad. I think I was right here doing a live stream and I was like, I don't even know where this is coming from. All right, let's look at our best manifestation advice for the next 24 hours. Everybody think about, what do you want to manifest? We just had a card jump out. I'm going to put it back in, but it is the 4 of Spells. I think that's funny. This is almost like spell work. Whenever we focus on what we want to manifest and manifest intentionally. 4 of Spells would be like your home card or your homework card even. All right, best advice for manifestation. I am definitely a Scorpio. I have my Sun, my Mercury, my Venus, and my Neptune all in Scorpio. You've been trying to manifest a man back? Sometimes the best thing to do is let go of them. And then as soon as you think you're open for a new one, the old one shows right back up. Then you have to decide, do I still really want this one? Have I outgrown him? Okay, best manifestation advice. Well, I think you definitely influenced the energy, Maya. Mm-hmm. True story. True story. I had this guy that I was off and on with for 4.5 years, and I knew he wasn't healthy. And all my reader friends were like, get rid of him, get rid of him. He's not healthy, blah, blah, blah. But my heart was not in that place where I could just do that, right? Even though my head knew. And so one day I sat down on the side of my bed and I just made this prayer to Spirit and I asked him to help me to let go of that situation. And I am telling you, I said that prayer. I went to get up from the bed before I even had myself in a fully erect position. My phone dinged and it was him reaching out to text me. And I hadn't heard from him for like, I don't know, 3 days, 4 days. But I was feeling really good after that prayer. I was feeling like I could really let him go. And then when he texted me, it all went out the window. Hello there, Pitho. Welcome, welcome. I hope I'm saying your name right. Maybe it's Pito. Anyway, let's see here. Best manifestation advice. We're looking at the 3 of visions. This talks about friendship, spending good time with friends. Some readers see this as a revitalization of a romance. I don't necessarily see that. I don't necessarily not see that. You know, sometimes our best partners start off as friends. But this friendship, there is an attraction. All right, so Bea, you see why I think your intention has definitely influenced these cards. So talking about good friends, these are good friends that we really enjoy. These are not friends that we're just half rear-ended about. We kind of like them, we kind of don't know. We really enjoy these friends. What's coming up here is the wise woman in reverse. Now, the wise woman in reverse really says a few things. I'm just trying to sort out everything I'm hearing so I can tell y'all. Yeah. I think this is, first of all, this is saying let go of control over the idea of good time with friends or with people we're interested in romantically. Let go of the control over spending time with them. This also says there's a lot of confusion around this idea of spending time with them. And this also says, um, for those of you who believe in doing spell work around stuff like this is advising not to. And what I'm hearing is just let it go. Let it go. I feel like what I'm hearing is there's something better for you out there anyway. And the thing is that we don't get to see what the better thing is until we let go of the thing that has us stressed out or anxious. And here's my rule of thumb. If a relationship makes me feel stressed out or anxious, it ain't me. It ain't for me. Doesn't have to be easy. But if I spend more time stressing over that person than being happy about that person, then, that's kind of toxic. Right? Exactly. Practical magic. Forcing it does make the experience worse. Oh, Maya. Yep. Hello there, Kitty. Welcome, welcome. Rhoda, welcome. Maria. Look at this. We've got the whole crowd in today. Thank y'all. Thank y'all for stopping in. Okay, so we're opening up to requests. Those of you who have a question, please put it in the chat box. Those of you who don't have a question, you just want to know what Spirit has to say to you, put message from Spirit in the chat box. Okay. Okay. What does Kay need to know for February? I'm going to do 2 lines for you. I think there's 2 things they want to talk to you about. Boobity-doo-doo, tamba-bamba. Happy Thursday. Welcome, welcome. By the way, guys, I do offer private readings. If you want to check those out, you can see my www.amista.info website. That'll tell you all about how to get one of those with me. And if you just want to support the channel, then you can support me by using the Buy Me a Coffee link that's in my description box. And all of that is much appreciated. I love to read. And the support, of course, is always appreciated as well. All right, so what does Kay need to know about February? I don't know if I like your stuff, Kay. Okay, well, Maria, if you want me to tell you what Spirit's trying to say to you, you have to not say etc. Which repeating numbers are you seeing? You already said 111 and 222. Are you seeing any other repeating numbers? What's that, etc.? We need to know the whole story if we're going to get the whole message. So, Kay, what does she need to know for February? Oh, you may need a reading. That's what I'm going to tell you. You may need to get a reading. I'm going to recommend from me. I'm the best reader I know. I would highly recommend myself. But we are going to look at your cards on the table here. So, what you need to know about February, we've got Spirit wanted to talk about two things. So, we've got two rows. The first card that comes up is the Child of Boons, which talks about news, and it talks about news about money and material goods. This is news that we want to hear, just like a little boy stumbling across a gingerbread house while he's lost in the woods. That's good news, especially if he's hungry, right? Okay. Now, hello there, Kendra. Welcome. We have the Three of Spells, which talks about long term. This is long term. So, whatever this good news is about money or about material goods, this is long term news that we're talking about, long term goodness. Okay. Now, what do we have here? We have the Enchanter showing up in reverse. This is why I say you might want to get a reading. Excuse me, because the Enchanter showing up in reverse says that you're trying to create for yourself some kind of good news about money or material goods that would be good for the long term. Maybe the dream job that you could see yourself working for years and years, or a dream investment or whatever. But with the Enchanter in reverse, this is like you're just beating your head against the wall trying to make this happen. You're doing everything you know how to do to actually bring this news into your experience, into reality, but nothing's happening. It's not working. Okay. Now, the Enchanter says, when he's in reverse, this says because you're trying to do it all by yourself, you want to bring Spirit into the mix and then see what happens. Whether you do prayers or ceremony, bring Spirit into the mix. All right. I would also say get some advice in a reading. That brings Spirit into the mix too. Boo ba doo 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 doo. Now let's look at your other thing for February. Jeez, you just need a reading, honey bunny. Look at this. You've got the wide world, but it's showing up in reverse. Now, to me, this in reverse means that there is something that is not ideal, something that you're trying to end, but it's not ending in an ideal way. This kind of echoes that with the 10 of challenges in reverse. There's something that has been a long-term source of tension, debate, maybe even argument that you thought was done, but then it pops its head back up in February for you to relitigate that or retake care of that again. Okay. So that's why we have this. This is not ideal. This is not an ideal ending because this thing is popping up. It's almost like you buried the body. Say that you killed somebody you shouldn't have killed. I don't know if we should kill anybody, but you killed somebody you shouldn't have killed. You buried the body. And now all of a sudden a finger is popping up out of the ground and somebody could find it. That's what this is. This is, I have taken care of business. I have put it to bed. And now, oh my gosh, why is it popping back up again to be dealt with? And then with the three of challenges, this talks about that this popping back up again ends only in heartbreak. This is not something that is good. So this could possibly be, maybe I don't have closure on a relationship. The relationship pops back up again. And now I'm crying because this is something that I should have left buried in the ground, even if the finger was sticking out of the ground. Okay. I don't know, because if we're looking at February, I mean, I know Sunday was February, but I think it might do it again. Might be a toe kicking up now. All right, so that was Kay. You're quite welcome. All right, let me scroll back and see who else asked because I just looked at K's and just started going. So let me see who else asked for some. Throw some cement on it this time, man. I love it. All right, let's see here. Do, 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 do. Do, 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 do. Kitty has a question for me. I'm going to write down everything so that I don't have to come back like this again. Okay, I need to know who W is. Just give me a first name, not a first and last name, just a first name, Miss Kitty. All right, after Kitty, Desiree with a message. Bum, 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 bum. Maria had a question about repeating numbers. Hopefully she's clarified that down lower. I'm assuming she has. Okay, Rhoda. Rhoda wants to know if she can have a break from the heavy energy within the next few weeks. It has been very heavy this last week, though, guys, for sure. I actually got to witness part of a ice raid yesterday. That was some pretty heavy energy. And it wasn't the kind where they were getting rid of all the criminals and the ones in Aurora either. It was they had locked down an apartment complex that had a lot of families with little kids. And they had brought a whole big bus in there to take people out. It was, I don't know how many people they ended up with, but it was pretty sad. When is the next full moon? I don't know. Let's look at my little handy dandy app for that. I've got something called Phases of the Moon, which is super handy when it's on the right page. Right now, this is the page that I left it on last time. That's not the page I want. How about moon phase? I don't want alerts. I just want my home page. Where is my home page, y'all? This is not my home page. I don't know. I think one of my friends got in here and played on my phone, and now I don't know how to get it back where it needs to be. That's what I think. Oh, here we go. Yay! So we have a full moon. Ooh, Wednesday. What's today? Thursday. Wednesday. So that's a week from now. We shouldn't start feeling that until about sometime on Sunday, maybe later Sunday. So we shouldn't be feeling that full moon yet. And by the way, where is it going to be? Ooh, it's going to be Leo moving into Virgo whenever it happens. All right, so that was one thing. And let's see. Maria might have to leave soon. I don't know if she clarified, though. Kendra, I don't know if I said hi to you. Welcome. She's probably not even in the room anymore. Let's see. Drishi, you can put a question in the chat if you did not already. Tammy Bambi wants to know if she's on the right path. Right path about what? Career? Family? Decision? Decision about what? Let's make that a little bit more specific, my friend. Oh no, Maria, that's a bummer. Nettie P. Hello, hello. I'm not going to give you a whole big reading here. You're just getting a micro reading if you even get one. Not everybody's guaranteed for one. But if you want to put a very specific question in the chat, feel free. Hopefully, I'll get to it. Maya. I just read your message, but obviously want to know if he'll come back. Just missed the fun you had. Here's the thing, focus on the fun you had, but think about what would that be like with somebody else? What would make that even better? Kendra wants a message from Spirit. And then, okay, so Kitty's person is William. Okay. Oliver. So Maya wants to know if Oliver will come back. Oliver. Okay. Lisa Red, hello, hello. You did hear your name. I was just reading your message. I want to know what other numbers you've been seeing. Just repeating ones and twos or other numbers as well? Oh, and there she goes. She's gone. Nettie P. Define soon. Is that 2 weeks, 2 years, 2 months? What is soon for you? All right, guys. We've got our list. Let's get to work. Lisa Red, I'm going to tell you straight up, I'm probably not going to have time to get to you. I'm going to try and get through these as fast as I can. Kitty wants to know, will William contact her again? Yes, he will. And I'm going to say that's going to happen within the next 3 weeks, Kitty. Okay, 6 months for Nettie. Thank you for clarifying that for me, honey bunny. Let's see. So that's Kitty. Give it 3 weeks. What's today? Today's the 6th. So give it by the 27th of February. He may even contact you for Valentine's Day, actually. Okay, Desiree, message from Spirit for Desiree. Everybody else be on the lookout for a piggyback message. Thank you for all the thumbs ups. I appreciate that. Wow. Wow. Tammy, I already have you down for another question. You asked me if you're on the right path. And I want to know, on the right path in what way? Career, family, finances? What are we talking about here? We're going to stick with that first question, but I want you to make it more specific for me. Desiree's message from Spirit. Ooh, more thumbs ups. Wow. Thank you, guys. Y'all are amazing. You're quite welcome, Kitty. Here's the trick, though. They're telling me don't hold your breath. In other words, don't wait for him. Have your own plans. Be doing your own things. That way he knows your world does not revolve around him. That's a lot of pressure when we think somebody's world revolves around us. Have y'all realized that? Y'all noticed that? I might be a little dismissive or something, but I think that's a lot of pressure. All right, so Desiree, you have the oldest one. Look at all that wisdom in those trees. Have you ever heard anybody say if those trees could talk? I wonder what they would say. This looks like a super old tree. I bet they would have a lot of stories. With family. Thank you for clarifying, Tammy. Yep. Oh, interesting. We were talking about what would they say. We've got the 8 of spells coming up in reverse. This is not saying anything. This is very slow communication. It's not necessarily not saying anything, but communication is pretty slow. So this tells me you've got somebody around you who does have a lot of wisdom, has a lot of know-how, has a lot of experience, who's not saying much. They're being quiet. Man, when someone like that is being quiet, you know the hammer's about to fall somewhere. They see it dangling, man. They see it hanging. They see it's about to fall. They're just being quiet. All right. So, what's our best advice or heads up around this? Ace of challenges. This says initiate conversation. Initiate a conversation. Sunlight in reverse. This is interesting. So, I'm not really sure. Yeah. Oh, this may be a mother or a grandmother that we're talking about. Not yet, Rhoda. But this says initiate a conversation with this person about either doing something together that you can both enjoy or about things you have done together that you did both enjoy, one or the other, but bring up a conversation about that and you'll know what's appropriate in your life. But I really think that this is some kind of mother energy or grandmother, somebody that you look up to. It could be an auntie, but this is the green woman and she's the mama of all the mamas. You know, that's why it could be a mama or it could be a grandmama. All right. Your tip off here of who this should be is whoever's been being not really communicating that much with you. Okay, next up is Maria. Let's see. Oh yeah, she already left. I need to write a line through there. Okay, Rhoda, you are up now. You had good timing. Gotcha. Gotcha. Well, maybe y'all need to plan something together or at least talk about things you did in the past that were fun. There's something going on there. Okay. Rhoda's been noticing the heavy energy this last week. What to expect on the next few weeks for Rhoda, energy wise? Boop-a-da-doo-doo. Boo-da-da-doo. Hello there, Drishti. Hello, welcome. Normally I would say yes, but I've pretty much already got my list put together for today. If you like this type of reading and you would like to have a chance to ask me a question, I would suggest that you just subscribe and hit the notification bell so you'll know next time I upload something or next time I go live. If you want to look at weekly readings, I do have weekly readings up on this channel for every single sign as well, if you might find that helpful. Okay, let's see, Rhoda. What to expect over the next few weeks. We're doing 3 rows, so we're looking at 3 themes. I think we've got like 1 week at a time. Major themes. All right, let's take a peek. Okay, so Rhoda. The theme for the next week is going to be reflection, intuition, finding your way through things spiritually, because what's happening in the 3D may not be really transparent. Six of Spells in reverse talks about this idea of a lack of appreciation. People are having a hard time with appreciation in general. They're more focused on the negative than the positive. And so I feel like not only are they not appreciating you over the next week, but they won't be appreciating really anybody. That Seeker of Boons coming up in reverse basically talks about this idea of finances could be challenging over the next week. Definitely. Okay. Let's look at the second week out from today. Right? We can definitely do a reading about that and get some advice about how to go forward. Mila, hello, hello, welcome. Winter is not always slow. And doesn't even feel like winter, actually, for the weather. Let's see. We create our own economies, really. We just have to remember that. And listen to me. I'm preaching to me while I'm preaching to y'all too. All right, so the next thing that I'm looking at for the second week out, Mila, I'm probably not going to get to you today, to be super honest. But you may get a piggyback if you hang around. Let's see. Yeah, when I get to Kendra's, hers is open, so there may be a piggyback on that one. And you may get other good nuggets. Let's see. Rhoda. Okay, so second week out from now. Aha. So second week out from now, I think you're going to be making a strategy on how you can make a comeback. Keeper of Challenges talks about making a strategy, thinking things through. Seven of Challenges in reverse. This is somebody bringing something back to you that they took before. So I feel like this is you making a comeback. It may not necessarily be that you have something returned that was stolen, but this can be like you finding your space in the world again, where you're appreciated once more. And then we have the sunlight at the end here, and that talks about doing those things that feel authentic to us, that nourish us, that uplift us. So it's really good. That's a really good ending to this second week out from now. Now let's look at the third week out from now. Yeah, second week out from now, you're making a strategy for that comeback and doing the comeback, but you're having that breakthrough, I think, at the end of the week there. Now, and we're going like from Friday to Thursday because it's Thursday. Now then, the Six of Boons coming up in reverse. There's something going on where there's a realization coming in on that third week out from now, because we've got our Six of Boons in reverse. Things are not really reciprocal. Whatever you're investing in may not be investing back in you. Somebody is showing you their true colors because they just can't hide them. And that may be your person that's not very reciprocal. Eight of Boons is that realization that this is not working. And once we get to the realization that this is not working, we have to figure out, what do we want to do about it? Do we want to make some tweaks? Do we want to make some adjustments? Do we want to totally pitch it? What are we doing there? So I don't know what you're going to decide, but I do know you're going to realize something isn't working. And that's going to allow you to figure out, where do I go from here? All right. All of us have some pretty rough energy. And you guys, Jupiter's been retrograde. And Jupiter is the planet of expansion. Jupiter's fixing to go direct sometime this month. I don't remember what date. Let me see if I can find what date. Let's see. Hang on. Because, this is important information. When is the next time that Jupiter goes direct? February 4th. What's today? So Jupiter just went direct. We'll usher in a period of expansion, luck, blessings, and more for the collective after going direct in Gemini. So Gemini is for the collective, is the third house. This talks about short travel, maybe little day trips or short commutes. And it also talks about learning. It talks about neighbors and it talks about siblings. So if it's in Gemini right now, then that talks about expansion in those areas. So we can see relationships, education, and travel all expanding. Or if we do work in any of those areas, the work should expand. And then you also want to know, what house is Gemini for you? What is that house? Like if you know your ascendant, you'll know what house it is. For me, it happens to be my second house. So it's nice. I probably should start planning some classes actually. Ba, ba, ba. On the right path with family. Okay, so Tammy Bombay. Is Tammy on the right path with family things right now? Or if she is not, what would you advise her? With Jupiter going direct, challenges? No, Jupiter's a benefic. Benefic. You're quite welcome, Rhoda. Yep, me too. All right, so that means depending where you are in your career, Maya, you should probably either be thinking about taking some classes or teaching some classes. All right, so is Tammy Bambi on the right path when it comes to her family? And if not, what would you suggest for her? Boop ba da doo doo, boop ba da doo doo, boop ba da doo. Well, I've got a tie on whether you are or not, which probably means you're doing some things right, but not everything. So we're going to look at what Spirit has to say. First of all, the Hermit. Well, then that fits. So Jupiter will be in Gemini approximately 2 years. I'm not sure when you're graduating, but sometime within that 2 years, you should be done graduating and be able to start using some of that education out in the world, I would think. Maybe it'll take almost all of that. I don't know. Anyway, we have the Hermit coming up in reverse for you, Miss Tammy Bambi. This says that you've spent some time sort of separating yourself from family. Now it's time to go ahead and be around them again. You've had a chance to think about what you actually want from those interactions. And now you know. Now, 2026, there you go. Yep. That would be boop, 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 boop. That would be about halfway through Jupiter being in Gemini then. All right, so let's see here. Weaver of Challenges comes up next. This says, Tammy, that even though we see you interacting with family, the advice here is to be very logical about this interaction. So don't be emotionally manipulated and don't let your emotions lead you into trouble as you're interacting with your family. Hello there, Miss Cheryl. All right, next up, we have the Sunlight card coming up in reverse. This says go ahead and do some things that you enjoy along with your family. Okay. Boop-a-doo-doo-doo-doo. Two of Spells in reverse says you have at least one decision coming up that you may not really feel like you have a choice, even though you do, because people in your family expect you to choose a certain way. The advice with that is realize that you do have a choice and make that choice based on what you need. They will either be happy for you and come along for the ride, or they won't, or you'll end up choosing what they want anyway, and you'll feel more empowered. All right. And then what we end up with is the Three of Spells in reverse. This really is a key to why we would handle this way. Three of Spells in reverse says take your family day by day by day, maybe minute by minute by minute. Be in the here and now with them. Okay. Now, with this coming in behind my Two of Spells in reverse, this basically says, like, don't when you're making your choices, you don't need to necessarily make them based on what your family wants as much as you need to make them based on what you want, because who knows what the situation is going to be with your family 20 minutes from now, much less 2 months from now. Okay? So that's what I've got for you, honey. I hope that that makes sense. All right, so that was Tammy. Next up is Kendra. After that, we have Maya. And then after that, we have Nettie P. Ooh, thank you for the thumbs ups, guys. Woohoo! Infinite 8. Hello, hello, welcome. Welcome, welcome. You're quite welcome. All right. So, those of you who are just coming in, I'm not going to have a chance for more questions than what I've already got on the list right now. If you're new here and you have not subscribed to me, you may want to subscribe because I try to do live streams regularly. That'll give you a chance to get here and ask your question maybe the next time. I also have weekly videos uploaded, so if those might be helpful for you, you may want to check those as well. I do weekly videos for each sign. Right now we're doing Kendra's message from Spirit. Everybody else be on the lookout for a piggyback reading. Those of you who would like to get a private reading with me, you can check out my website below to schedule that. All my contact information is on that website. And if you just want to support the channel, I do have a Buy Me a Coffee link below as well in the description box. Infinite. I'm not going to get to any more questions in the live stream than what I've already got on the list right now. If you really need an answer to a question, today, then I would go to my website and I would book a 1-question reading. That's what I would suggest for that. Boopity. Thank you, Desiree. Peace out. All right, so you're quite welcome. Questions are never closed. They may be closed for the live stream, but remember, I love to read. If somebody wants to order a private reading, they can always order that. Let's see. But I do appreciate the help, Maya, and I know that you're new. So I'm not mad or anything. I'm just clarifying. All right, so let's see here. Kendra, what do you have? First of all, we have the Seeker of Boons. This just tells me that you're being very diligent about your budget, making sure you do everything to get it taken care of and keep it taken care of, and not doing any kind of crazy impulse spending. 10 of Visions coming up in reverse. This tells me because you want to be happier with your financial situation. So you're being careful with your budget because you want to have an upgrade to that financial situation. Now, let's look at your best advice or your heads up here. You have the Ace of Visions. This is some kind of new love. Can be a person, can also be a hobby or a recreational activity, a project, but something that you really like, you're drawn into. You want to spend more time with it. Anna Felipa, hello, hello. I'm probably not going to have time for a question for you in the live stream. If you do want to ask a 1-question reading, you can do that on my website. That's in the description below. But I'm probably not going to be able to do it in the live stream. I'm not going to be able to do it in the live stream. Let's take out probably. Okay, so something new that you really, really, really love. Could be a person, doesn't have to be. 4 of Visions. 4 of Visions coming up in reverse basically says, I've had some things happening that are disappointing, probably financially, and now I'm just looking at the opportunities in front of me. Okay, so look at this. This is why. This is what you want to be able to spend more money on. This is why you want more happiness financially. This is why you're being so careful with the budget, is you found something that you're really into and you want to spend money on. And you're feeling like your finances have been kind of letting you down in that area. And so you're looking at other opportunities to take care of that budget and bring it to where you want it to be. And with sunlight, some of these opportunities have to do with doing those things that are an expression of your authentic self out into the world. So this is really, I think this is doing something on the side that is kind of your own, that you already love doing anyway. Kind of like how I've been saying, I love to read. This is you doing something that you really love on the side that actually helps you to grow your financial situation into something more happiness making. And that helps you to finance whatever it is that you're really into right now. Hope that makes sense for you. And that was for Kendra. I think a lot of people have become frugal lately. You're quite welcome. Do you know what it is that you can do that is an authentic expression of you to help bring in mana, 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 hana? Okay, so Maya is next. She wants to know, will Oliver come back? Do, 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 do. That's because you are counting way too much on Oliver. That's why you're nervous. Let me ask you this question, Maya. What happens in your life? Can you still afford everything you need to afford for your life? Do you still have friends that you can talk to so you won't be lonely? What happens in your life if Oliver doesn't come back? Seriously. Person. So when you look at this logically, how much do you really need Oliver? So here's the thing. That's the second time you've said that. Have fun with other people. Doesn't even have to be with romantic interest, other people. Just go have fun. It sounds like what you're short of in your life is having fun. Go have fun. We don't care about Oliver. Just go have fun. Don't make him the only excuse for fun in your life. Yeah. Start planning to do some fun things. I do. I go on what I call adventure days where I drive around in nature and find some places to hike and go out and hike. And maybe I take my drum that's on the wall over there with me and have my own little private drumming ceremony. Once in a while, I kidnap one of my friends and I make them come along with me, even though I don't really know where I'm going. You could make your own fun. That helps so much. Okay, will Oliver come back? So now we don't need to be nervous about whether he's going to come back or not, because really, who gives a crud? Trying to be nice. Who gives a crud? You can have fun with or without him, whatever. If he comes back, okay, bonus. If he doesn't, who cares? Lots of fun to be had out there. Will Oliver come back? What do you think my cards say? They do say a yes, but you're not going to like how they say a yes. All right? And remember, you have free will. So you can change things if you want to. And I hope you do. So, will Oliver come back? We start off with Starlight in reverse. We know that he will come back, but with Starlight in reverse, he's not healed. He has not done any self work. He's coming back just the way he was. He's just as toxic as he used to be. Seeker of visions. He's not really expecting too much out of this relationship whenever he comes back. Let me tell you, he's feeling kind of pessimistic about it. We see you here as the wise woman. You're the one who's empathic and who gets really, you're really attached. Guess what? The wise woman is somebody like me. It's psychic people. All right. Now, what do we know about psychic people? They're highly empathic. What does that mean? That means that psychic people can pick up on other people's feelings. What does that mean? That means that when we pick up on other people's feelings who are hurting, we want to help them because it's in our nature until we get it reprogrammed. So think of just about any famous psychic that you know and think about how many times they were married when they were alive and how their marriages went. So, Sylvia Browne, if you ever want to do some research on the first really well known psychic in the United States, that would be Miss Sylvia Browne. Guess how many times she was married in her life? Now, here's the thing everybody thinks psychics know everything, so they have a perfect life. Miss Sylvia Browne was married not once, not twice, not 3 times, not 4 times, not 5 times. She was married 6 times in her life. And she had terrible husbands up until the last one. One of them even defrauded her whole company because she trusted him so much she put him in charge. Okay? So we have this person coming back who has not done any self work. We have this person not really expecting anything from this relationship. We have you noticing how much this person hurts and trying to fix them. Trying to fix them. We see you two getting together. Not yay. Because what's right behind that? The liar. That means that you guys are going to get back together and it's toxic as a mofo. So that's why I want you to use your free will and change this. I want you to do your work on yourself so that when this dude comes back that hasn't done any work on himself, you can recognize that, whoa, not for me. No, thank you. Pass. Mm-mm. Not down for that. The key here is for you to do work on yourself so that you can outgrow this guy, because otherwise you end up in another version of the same relationship that is just as toxic as it was before. Right, infinite. All right, so make my cards liars. And what happens when we grow? When we grow ourselves and become less toxic ourselves, we draw somebody to us who is less toxic. So we really don't want Oliver because he is clearly toxic and he is clearly not doing his work. The only way you get him back is if you don't do your work. And then you have a toxic ass mess on your hands whenever you get him back. So do your work so you can have somebody better. All right, now let's move on. We have one more person. Nettie P. Nettie P. Nettie P, are you still in the room? By the way, guys, if you want to book a private reading with me, you can find out how to do that on my website. It's down below in the description box. I love to read. And if you think I can be intense here, you should see me in a private reading. If you just want to support my work here, if you feel like you got some benefit out of this, then you can just do the buy me a coffee thing. I do have a link for that down there too. You're quite welcome, Maya. Look, don't look so sad. Like doing the work kind of sucks only at the beginning. Once you get used to doing the work and you start recognizing how much you benefit from doing the work, you don't even mind it. You're like, where's that work? You start rolling up your shirt sleeves as soon as you get triggered. Why am I triggered? What's going on? Let's sort this out so this doesn't happen again. You'll be fine. Okay, so Nettie P, are you still in the room? Boop-a-doo-doo-doo. I'm going to start reading for her as if she is. Hopefully she is. Nettie P has been single for 7 years. She wants to know if she has any new love showing up on the horizon within the next 6 months. Let's see what we have. Boopity-doo-doo. People are going to meet you where you are. Infinite is really right. So if you can love yourself, then other people will have to love you too. Boopity-doo-doo-doo-doo. New love within the next 6 months. This is interesting. So, what we start off with is the Child of Boons in reverse, which basically says, you have a tie, by the way, Miss Nettie. Child of Boons in reverse says, really, this is talking about that there's not anybody really that you're finding that is willing to actually invest into a relationship. Ten of Spells in reverse says you kind of drop the burden of even thinking about it or looking for it. Instead, we see you focusing on whatever work it is that you do in the world, whether it's for pay or whether it's for your community or even just for yourself. We see you hermitizing. This is definitely a single card. And once you're hermitizing and just kind of focusing on work, then we have the Nine of Chalices in reverse. That's when you start to relax around it. And I don't have any more cards. That's for like the next 6 months. But I have to say, I feel like once you kind of relax around this idea that I'm just a hermit forever, is when somebody actually shows up who's willing to put in some energy and effort towards a relationship. I'm going to say 9 to 10 months from now rather than 6 months from now. I think she's not even in the room because I don't see her saying anything. All right, so that's what I've got. Looks like I've been here about an hour, a little bit more. Time for me to take off. Thank you guys very much for keeping me company, because having you guys in the room with me is what makes these fun, much more fun than making videos and talking to a blank camera. And like I said, if you want to support the channel, there's a Buy Me a Coffee link down below. If you would like to schedule a private reading with me, I would love to read for you. And you can find the link to do that with all my contact information down below as well. And what else? I guess that's it. I'll see you guys back on the next video. Peace out.